So just make sure that you've got everything you need to hand. And as usual on a Sunday, I try and give you as little instructions as possible so that you can really feel and come into the breath. However, this one is slightly different because there's a few changes, a few subtleties that we just need to explore. If you want to lay down and just have a little time to find the breath, go ahead. If you feel like your morning's just been a little bit up and down and maybe you just want to have a little bit of a slow, steady start, if you're feeling a little bit grounded and maybe you decide just to find the breath in an upright position, yeah, whatever works. And as soon as you've allowed the body just to come into a set place, to the best of your ability this morning, just really ease down into it. And when that untethering has happened, notice how the breath is more easily going in and out. And if you do have that favourite spot, kind of favourite place to direct the breath, it might be that you decide just to take maybe 5 or 6 breaths to that place. Maybe into the lovely roundness of the belly. And when that 5th or 6th breath had taken place, if you're lying down, you can just gently roll onto your side, to your right or your left if you're Gemma, or left. And slowly come up and find your nicest position to sit in. So we're going to do what we haven't done for a while, which is our little 4-way spinal movement. I forgot my blocks. If you want to get your blocks, because like me, you've forgotten, go for it. And then really gentle, really nice and easy. Inhale, take the arms all the way up. On that exhale, direct the head, the arms, the hands to the right. Inhale as that top arm, that front arm opens up. And imagine kind of pulling fingers and the arm a little bit out. Exhale, small side stretch. Inhale as the arms travel back up. Exhale as a little curling in, maybe a rounding down. Inhale as we take the hands, the arms back up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to circle through the wrists. We're going to take our time to do this. Expect to hear cracking. That's cool. Ah, oh, so nice. Same again, other side, inhale. Exhale, take a twist to the left, to whichever way you haven't gone. Really nice, both hands down, lovely. Inhale, open up. And again, reach out, so there's a little stretch going through the shoulder blade. Exhale, up and over to whatever degree. Yeah, it looks so good. Inhale, reach back up to the sky, have a little bit of an arc. Exhale, there's a curling in, maybe a folding down. Inhale as we take the arms, the head, the eyes skyward. And that long, slow travel back down as the wrists explore all the clicks in the universe. Should be a bit less now. Once more on either side, maybe a little bit faster. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Inhale, open. Reach through the shoulder blade. Exhale, side. Inhale, up. Exhale, curl. Inhale, back up. Exhale, still slow. Inhale, last one, last side, get your hand up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, extend. Exhale, up and over. Might be a little bit deeper now. There's kind of like those cobwebs are a little bit blown away. Inhale. Exhale, curl. Inhale, open. And then last one. I'm just doing a little shoulder blade massage too. Feel free if you want to. This would really. It's like kind of a bird opening and closing its wings. Yeah, nice. Please go for the elbows as well, like that. Yeah, why not? Definitely. When you bring the arms down, they should feel like they've worked. They should feel that there's room, but that they've worked. Take the soles, or the palms rather, of the hands onto the floor and just cat-cow. Just going to change the song. Yeah, lovely. Really nice. Yeah. And as usual, just in your cat-cow, just start to think about the hands bearing weight. So in a minute, we're going to come into tabletop with a circle and then three-legged dog, which is quite strong to start. Oh, Ziggy's like, oh, this flow is rubbish. He's had enough. He liked the restful bit. Now we're starting to get into it. He said, no, it's too early. All right. Do another couple of cat-cows and again, really focus on letting the hands be the bearer of the weight. Really nice. And then just very gently come into a neutral spine. And then to the best of your ability, just let everything hang down. So this is just dropping down. When I say everything, I'm really meaning the front of the body, so the belly. And on an exhale, just imagine you can pick everything up. On an inhale, just as heavy as you can be. On an exhale. Do that twice more. So on the inhale, you'll probably come to a little bit of an arch as you just drop everything down. It's kind of a bit of a relief. And then on the exhale, you come into a little bit of a tuck. Last one. Lovely. And then making sure that you've got space to come into three-legged. So you might have to adjust where your mat is or where you are. Keep that right knee bent, but just extend it behind you. Take a really lovely inhale as you circle. So it's a slow inhale, so we've got a really nice circle. Nice. At the top of the circle, stay there. Tuck the left toes, and on an exhale, come into a three-legged dog. So it's strong straight away. Yeah, nice. Float back down, bend the knees, come back in. Tabletop, lovely. Twice more that same direction if you can remember. So we inhale as we take the circle. We have that little pause. We set our feet or foot, set our hands. Exhale, three-legged dog. Yay, really nice. We drop back down. circle in the same direction. Again, if you've forgotten, it doesn't matter. We set our hands, our foot, we bring our belly into it, and push back. Drop the feet back down, drop the knees down, and just take the weight off the hands. Lovely, have a little circle. I'm going to come to do the other side, same direction, and then we'll come back to this side doing the opposite circle. So we don't get too tired. It's a strong one to start. Hands come back down. If you want, you can adjust it. You can come onto your fingertips for a little bit. You can even come into forearms and do the same thing. Just know that your circles will be a little bit less spacious underneath you. But feel free if you want to forearm. I just got so involved with the circles that I did loads and I forgot to come up. So, because it felt so nice. Nice, really nice, Jen, lovely. And then lower back down. So we're just waiting for the breath, lovely. You take one circle, it's slow, it's controlled. You set the foot, you set the feet, draw the belly in and push back. You do that 3 times. Really nice. Once you've done that 3rd circle, lovely. Drop back down, knees come down, feet rest, hands rest. Now it might be that you think, actually, I'm done, that's good, I don't need to do any more. In which case maybe you come to sit, maybe you do that full-way spinal movement that we did right at the start again. Who knows? Otherwise, we come back to the starting leg and we circle the opposite direction. So if you went out to the right first, you think about taking the circle in and going clockwise. Once you're happy with your circle, tuck, extend, really nice, and then drop back down. Again, figure out where the circle's going. Circle, pause, exhale and lift. And don't expect that 3-legged to be your kind of full 3-legged because we're still just warming. This should probably be your last one. And then feet and knees come down, hands rest. So just check in. If you don't want to do the other side, you don't want to do the other side. If you're up through it, hands back down. And again, maybe you do forearms down. We're going to be doing that in a minute anyway. Left leg rolls and try and go the opposite direction, unlike me, which is to do the same I just did. Tuck and lift, bend and lower. Inhale as we explore that circle. Exhale as we leave. One last one. Yeah, that looks really nice for you. Nice. It's a good control there, really nice. And then once you've done that last one, nice. Use the hands as well, okay? So really use the hands to press in like little, what are those insects? I've got gecko hands. Gecko. Oh, I forgot to tell everyone, we saw a sand lizard when we were in Chamonix. They're like green. I know! They're really rare. And they're like green. You don't get them in the southeast. They're like Hampshire, Merseyside, somewhere else. Anyway, sorry. It was the gecko image that threw me off. But yeah, they were amazing. I did freak out because it was when we were doing yoga. So we were doing yoga and my mum was dancing in this little room that no one uses. And I went to do a handstand against the wall. When I got there was this lizard against the wall and I freaked out. I tried to get him outside, but I couldn't, so I had to pick him up, which again, I freaked out at. But when I picked him up, he did this little face, which I had him in my jumper and he was like that, his mouth was open. The whole time I was carrying, he was like, oh. It's so cute. So yeah, anyway. I did report it to the amphibian people, so that they know he was there. Very lucky. What's not lucky is we're now going to do forearm plank. See how I segued? Professional. We're going to do forearm plank into dolphin. So we're going to walk our feet in, walk our feet out, lower our hips, lift our hips, walk our feet in, walk our feet out, lower our hips. So set your hands where they feel comfortable. I always find that fingers interlace is a little bit more helpful if your shoulders, like mine, are a little bit tighter. And just settle the belly. Start to find where the feet are. And then on an exhale, lift the hips. Just walk the feet in into a dolphin. It doesn't have to be your maximum dolphin. That's it. And just for a second. And then walk the feet out. Inhale, plank. Exhale, hips up, feet in. Oh, dolphin. Inhale, come into your plank. Just take this opportunity to check that blood pressure is feeling all good. So that when we're coming into that first inversion, or the first dolphin, that everything is feeling okay. And just do that twice more. Inhaling into our plank. Exhaling into our dolphin. Last one. Inhale. When you're next in forearm plank, gently, bit by bit, lower knees, thighs, belly. If you're keeping your belly off the floor, take your elbows a little bit closer in and then just pull up. So you're in Sphinx, but you're just a little bit more TA activated. Oh, so it feels a little bit less restful. Whenever you're ready, butt comes back. Palms of the hands back onto the floor. Butt back up, which should feel nice and easy now. Have a little roll of the head. And then walk forward into a down dog. Yeah, yippee. All right. If you want your blocks at the front of your mat for those forward folds, situate them now. Well, there's lots of undressing now. Getting into the good stuff, we're thinking. From your forward fold, whether it be on blocks or not, inhale, flat back. We're just going to do one, because I took a long time to do that prep. Exhale, and the knees down. Inhale, lifts and look. Exhale, oh, hands into the heart. Should feel a little bit different with that shoulder strength. Inhale, the arms up. Feet a little bit wide if you plan on squatting, make it a good one. Hips come back. Knees bend. Belly supportive, and we just lower softly down into maybe our first squat of the day. It's nice when you get to the end, isn't it? Yes. No effort needed. Inhale, hands down. Exhale, forward fold. Stay here, straight into our lunge. Inhale as we pause. Exhale, right knee back, right foot back. So knee down lunge, okay, but you don't have to if you need, up to you. Inhale, take the arms up. With or without blocks, depending on how you feel this morning. Exhale, hands down, toe tucked. Inhale, load back of your mat. And exhale, fly forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chair. Davina, I feel so sorry for you this morning. Inhale, take the arms up. Just got it all going on. Exhale, hands into the heart. Inhale, arms up. Feet a little bit wider. Exhale, butt comes back. Knees widen out. With control, lower down. Hopefully they're feeling less sticky. Inhale as the hands come forward, blocks or no blocks. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale as we pause. Exhale, left foot back, left knee down, low lunge. Yeah. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands onto blocks or to the floor, runner's lunge. Inhale as we take the weight back, so we load the back of our mat. Exhale, fly forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chair. Adding on our high lunge now. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, take the arms up, feet a little bit wider. Exhale. Nice, slow squat. Yeah. All those leg circles have made those feel a little bit easier. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, butt up. Forward fold, blocks on low. Inhale as we pause. Exhale, right leg back. Runner's lunge. Inhale, high lunge, take the arms up. Exhale, hands down. Maybe they come to the floor, maybe they come to blocks, maybe they hover, your choice now. On an inhale, we lower the weight back, and on the exhale, flow forward with or without hands. Your choice now. Yeah. Inhale, flat back. Oh. Exhale, chair. It's a little bit lower. Inhale, push to lift. Exhale, have that little pause as we realise that there's a heart there. There might be two hearts there somewhere. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, find your way into a squat. It's nice. It's comfy. Yeah, really good. They're so good. Inhale, hands forward. Exhale, butt up. Forward fold, blocks come on. Inhale as we just rest. Exhale, left leg back. Runner's lunge, blocks or no blocks. Inhale, high lunge. 4. Exhale, hands come back. Maybe they reach the floor, maybe blocks, maybe they stay hovering. On that inhale, we take the weight back, and on an exhale, slide forward. Really nice. Inhale, flat back. Exhale. An interesting chair. Make it really interesting. Go somewhere that you haven't been. A new chair country. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands into the center. Inhale, lift. Exhale, butt back. Squat or forward fold. Inhale, hands come forward. Exhale, butt up. Inhale as we pause. Exhale, right leg back, runner's lunge. Okay. From here on an inhale, just hover the hands off the floor. Just maybe a foot off the floor. That's it. Take the arms by the ears. And we're in galloping horse. From here, have a little roll of the arms. So we're rotating in and out. You might need to bring your arms a little bit lower to the ground to get a roll. You might notice it's easier to roll through the wrists and the forearms. And if you can, try and imagine starting the roll from the very top, from the shoulder. If it makes it easier, roll one arm and then the other. Nice. Try and keep the arms somewhat by the ears. Yep. Really nice. Nice feet. Last one. Oh, and then hands down, exhale, down dog. I need a drink after that. Oh, inhale, plank. Your choice. Chaturanga. A back bend, whatever feels right. Probably not up dog at this stage, unless you feel really opened. Good to go. Exhale, down dog. All right, first little crazy bit. Either dropping onto your knees first or bending your elbows to come into an elbow down forearm dog. So your choice. You're either dropping the knees to drop the elbows or drop the elbows. Either way, we're meeting in dolphin. Yep. When you get into dolphin, nice and easy, set through the forearms. It's so not easy, but that's funny to say. Have a little hop. Once you've taken a hop that meets your standard, it might be one, it might be you want to take a couple because the first one's a throwaway. But once you're happy with the hop that you've had, unlace the hands if you've laced them. And if you can, without popping the knees down, lift the elbows back off the floor. But you might need to pop the elbows down. No shame in that. Not going to come get you. Really lovely. Inhale, right leg comes up, three-legged dog. It feels surprisingly spacious. Exhale, right leg forward, lizard. You might want a little bit more space, and so bring your blocks into it. Your choice. Either way in your lizard, so your hands are down, that's it. Cat-cow. So in your lizard, it's a little bit of a spinal massage. It's a little bit of a rest. Oh. Nice. Last one. We're going to attempt to come into a squat from here. So expect the bum to be fairly high to start with, and then we can drop it down low. So if you've got blocks, it's probably best to get rid of them for a second. We load the front leg, so the right leg loads, just like we've been doing. We start to think about coming to the back of our mat and then traveling forward. So there's a little spring action into a squat. Really nice. Straight into the other side. Inhale, hands forward. I'm so going to headbutt the wall. Exhale, butt up, forward fold. Inhale as we pause. Don't worry if that squat transition doesn't work. It's quite challenging. Exhale, left leg back. Runner's lunge. Yeah. Inhale, just hover the hands off the ground so we're close. Really nice. Yeah, they look good. It's good. Push into the little toe side as well, Louise W, a little bit. Yeah. Really nice, nice. Take the arms up, galloping horse. Once the arms feel comfortable, have a little roll. I wish I meant food. I wish I meant a little roll, like a little buffet roll. I don't, I meant shoulder. An arm, to be more exact. An internal and an external roll. In galloping horse, it's awful, but interesting. Yes. If your balance goes, it goes. We're doing something different. That's it. Nice. Last one. Oh. Whenever you next exhale, drop the hands, down dog. Have a little butt wiggle if, like me, your butt feels like it's done loads of work already. Inhale, some sort of plank. Exhale, a chaturanga. Inhale, a back bend, whichever suits you. Yeah. Exhale, push back, down dog. Take your time. Either drop the knees or leave them. But either way, elbows come to the floor. You might need to adjust their hands and take a hop. One might do you. You might be annoyed with the first one, so it might be a couple. It's up to you. Yeah, they look so good. Good, okay, really nice. At some point, the feet are back down. Maybe the knees drop back down. You unlace the hands if you've laced them. And push in to the hands to lift up. Really lovely. Same thing. We set the hands, same leg lifts. We have a little hop with our palms down. Yes. We realise it's a little bit more difficult. Really nice. When you've had enough of the hops, inhale, the left leg comes up. Exhale, it travels to the left side with your left hand. You might instantly go, I need some height, in which case you grab your blocks. You can adjust the back foot. And then just enjoy cat-cow. Just don't think about it. Jem, just something I know we talked about before, but in this position, we can kind of lay into the joints because we're, if you think how heavy we are, and we're in that lizard position when we're cat-cow. Now, because obviously you've got that lovely hormone relaxing going through, just go easy when we're doing something like this where our body weight is pushing us down. If it feels lovely, then just be aware that you're a little bit more flexible than normal. Lovely. I wonder what that feels like. Does it feel different? No. No. All right. From here, probably without blocks so you can feel the ground. Load the front leg a little bit first so you get that feeling. Take the weight back and then spring forward. Now you might be able to keep your butt low for the whole thing, but it's probably more likely to come. That's it, butt high then low. Take the butt up, forward fold. Exhale as we pause. All right. Have a block if you haven't already, because we're going to probably need it to the right side of your right foot for half moon. So set it up for how you want it for half moon. Okay. I've said right foot, and we're clearly going to move the right foot. So left foot, left block, sorry. We're going to move the right foot. So that means we're balancing on the left. That's it. Yep. Back in forward fold once you've moved the blocks. Inhale to pause. Oh. Exhale, right leg back, runners lunge. I'm loving the block towers. Inhale, hover, I see you. Hover the hand. Really nice. Oh. Exhale, take the arms up. Have just a little couple of rolls. We don't want to knacker ourselves. Externally and internally rotating. Yeah. Lovely. Gently land the back foot, but stay close to that front thigh. So we're going to come into side angle. If you're already starting to kind of get a bit like blur, you can have a little lean of that front thigh. And the most important thing is that we circle through that top shoulder. So that shoulder's done lots of strong stuff today. So we just give it a little bit of a respite in a circle. Oh. If the neck feels happy to follow the hand, let that happen. If the neck and head feel happy and looking to the floor or looking straight ahead, let that happen. As we take a couple of more circles, just notice if the feet have got lighter, and if you can, just have a little bit of press through them. So there's a little bit more muscle going on rather than joint. Last circle. At some point we take a look at that front block. We reach our hand down towards it, maybe we reposition it. Yeah. From here we lean the weight a little bit back, and then load the front foot, and then come into that Dura, and come into half moon. Yay. Get steady with your block, because we are going to need it. We're going to change our hand position and our head position. Once you feel super stable, start to take that top arm up towards the ceiling. And then very gently turn the head. Once your head gets as close to the ceiling as feels comfortable, stay there. And then internally rotate that top arm, and then externally rotate it. So just roll it. So nice, feet. Oh, Mena's come at the exact best time. Really nice. Lovely, Louise W. I reckon you can get that leg a little bit higher. Yeah. Nice, last one. And then just lower that top hand onto the hip so you know where your hip is. And then just gently come back into a small side angle where we came from. Really nice. Oh. Hand comes down, block removes, just down dog. Okay. One side should feel quite different from the other. Inhale, in plank. All right, just one side. On the exhale, roll onto your right side for side plank. You can drop the bottom knee, you can bend the top leg and come into side plank that way, doesn't matter. Either way, we're going to circle that left free arm. And we're going to pretend we're not in side plank, even though we are. Last couple of circles, use the feet, squeeze the legs. Lovely, really nice. Ah, so nice. And then hand comes back down. A chaturanga is there should you want it. Maybe just hands and knees is a better option. Yeah, we've done tons. We've done tons. Yeah. At some point we find ourselves back in to down dog. Plenty of time. We think about dropping the elbows, either with the knees on the floor or without. Adjusting the hands so we're ready to hop. And then taking them up. obviously not going to hop when the pressure's being. Yeah, nice. Again, only when you feel that you're happy with the hop. Re-establish where your base is. Pop the hands back down, so lift the forearms off the floor. Once again, check that your hands are where you want them, and then have a couple of hops there as well. We are almost there. Only another hour to go, don't worry. Even though it's a 45-minute class. Still got an hour. All right, from here, once you're ready, I don't know why I find myself so funny. Inhale, take the right foot. Exhale, climb it over your cat into your lizard. Yeah, adjust the feet so they feel right for you. And then again, there's that maybe sinking in and lifting up. If you're thinking a little bit more about strength, rather than sinking, just resist it a little bit. So you can still lower down, but the feet are squeezing in. There's a squeeze to it rather than a surrender. Yeah. The last couple. Exhaling looking round and inhaling as we drop. Move the blocks if like me, you want to just load that front leg, let it start to bear weight, and then weight comes to the back of your mat. Gentle squat, really lovely. Inhale, hands forward. Exhale, forward fold. Yeah, inhale as we pause. Exhale, the left leg back. If you haven't already, move that right block to the right side. Hopefully it's already there. Inhale, hover the hands off. Exhale, gallop the arms. All right, strong feet. Travel a little bit further forward, Davina, if you can, with the torso. So if torso comes closer to the thigh, lovely. And then rotate through the arms. Yeah. Nice, really nice, Kay. Kay, can you lift that back heel off the ground? She's like, yes, but it's horrible. That's a good lift, yeah. And maybe go a little bit longer with the legs as well, Kay. I can't see Kay's face, but I also know what it looks like. Just give me the thumbs up. Okay. From here, turn open, land that back heel, so the hips are now open to the left. If, like me, you've just kind of had enough, then just drop that forearm. Just let it lean a bit, and then enjoy the circle. Those shoulders has done a lot. If you want to be a little bit more active, and hover and still circle. Just like before, the head can travel in the same direction as the hands, or head can be down or facing forward. Last couple of slow circles. At some point, we take our gaze towards the block. We start to load that front foot a little bit like we're doing the whole class. We lean back, and then we propel ourselves forward into half moon. If you need to adjust the block, adjust it. Normally, the closer it is to the foot, the more challenging the balance, because we haven't got that kind of tripod. From here, only when you feel steady, you can feel that foot connected, you can feel that connection going up to your waist, allow the upper arm to come to the ceiling, and then slowly start to turn your head until it's looking somewhat to the ceiling. Once there, you can internally and externally rotate that top arm. You should be able to see it in your peripheral vision, or maybe your normal vision. Yes. You can circle. I mean, Gem's doing some good circles, absolutely. If circles feel better, do that. Still a big challenge. Whatever you're doing, last couple. And then slowly look towards that front block. We're going to land in side angle. Bend the front knee. Land back, side angle, nice and quiet. Yes, hands come down, down dog. Inhale into your plank. Exhale, side plank. Okay, in your side plank, whatever that means to you, with one leg down, oh my words, honestly, it's on my calves. Circle, nice Elaine, so nice. Really nice. Fee's got exactly the same problem as I have. She's got a little endo visitor. She's probably got a tail up her nose. Everyone's like, shut up talking about cats. Come back down. We're in a blooming side plank, woman. Davina, you landed so funny then. Because you don't, that was strong. So when you landed, it was like, plank when you're ready. Gentle. Chaturanga if you can bear it. Yeah. Yeah. Down dog at some point. At some point it happens. Might not happen today. Maybe tomorrow you finish. Yeah. There's an exhale and there's a travel towards forearm, towards dolphin. Knees can be down or not. Yep. Yes. Yeah. Good control of the hands there, Elaine. Really great. That was really nice. And there's a hop. Maybe there's a couple. Last ones. What's your satisfied, nice Jen? What's your satisfied with what happened there, whatever it was, whether it's airborne or not? Knees down. Press into the hands, lift the forearms up, back onto your palms. Lovely, almost there. Yep, last hop, last down dog hop. Maybe it's a three-legged rather than a, yeah, nice K. Lovely. Nice Louise W, really nice. And then at some point, that left leg flurries back up. We take a look forward and to the left, and we travel into lizard. Yep. So that left foot is to the left, and a little bit forward of the left hand. A little tiny bit. If it feels rubbish being forward, it can stay where it is. And then cat and cow. Again, as we exhale, there's a lovely rounding of the back, and as we inhale, there's lovely arc through the spine. So it's just the same breaths to cat. Do one last one. And then just decide to come down to sit. Wherever that means. You can come to a squat first and then roll your butt down, or you can drop the back knee, come into a cross-legged. Wherever it is, nice, nice, nice. Wherever it is that you've settled yourselves, just take a little bit of time just to feel what we've just done. It might be that as soon as you slow things down, you might need a fan. You might need a drink of water. As we start just to drop the breath a little bit, the heart rate just starts to slow. To the best of your ability, allow the shoulder blades just to come a little bit out, and imagine them dropping back down. So they just kind of say to them, thank you. And as you spill the shoulder blades down, just allow that spill just to continue forward or down. When you get to the belly, just say to the belly, thank you, wow. And just unclasp it. So you feel a little bit more of your leggings and it feels right. As the belly just spills down, just allow that spillage to happen through the front thighs, depending on your position, the hips and the glutes. These are the areas that I find really quite difficult to switch off. They're big muscles. And just finally allow the feet just to detangle, disengage. And when you're in that space, which is a little bit softer and a lot more restful, just feel into what the body needs. We've got 2 minutes. It's not a massive amount of time, but it's enough to massage or to rest. If you're massaging, it's probably somewhere along the arms, and the sides of the neck. If you're resting, it probably looks like a slow and soft twist. And I'll let you know when we've got that 1 minute. Just 1 more minute. If whatever you're doing feels wonderful, maybe you stay with it for another minute. If you want to change the position you're in, I think it's a good time. Those of you that are massaging, don't forget wrists as well. I know we've done lots of stuff in the forearms, but maybe if you're in a restful position, you can just have a little massage through there. And maybe follow it along onto the elbows. And just to seal our practice, just as we began, allow your brain and your thoughts to follow 5 breaths. Really simple, just brain and thoughts follow 5 breaths. The culmination of that 5th breath, just have a little feel in to where you are right now. Energy in your body right now. What you feel on an emotional level right now. And then you can slowly gather up the body, gently transition onto your side if you're lying down. If you're already upright, you can enjoy some more circles. Yay, but in a nice way. At some point, there's a lifting up. I don't know what I'm going to do after, because I can't stay here for, it feels nice on the calves, I have to say, because obviously my calves are really loose, so it's like a little calf massage, but nowhere else. Take the arms up. Exhale. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale as we accept whatever's going to happen today. Inhale, take the arms up. Bring the palms and take them into the heart center. Namaste. Oh, thank you so much for joining me this Sunday morning. I'm just going to stop the recording.